What if I told you you could knock off years, maybe even decades, from your appearance by getting a hair transplant? What if I told you that you could feel more confident and look natural with a hair transplant? This isn't an ad for a hair transplant, but maybe if I say hair transplant again, it will be. I'm kidding. I saw something interesting. It's not wigs or extensions, it's your hair. What if I told you that thinning hair and alopecia could be managed or appear to have never existed?
This is called follicular unit extraction, and it's taking hairs from the back of the scalp so that they can be transplanted onto the top of the scalp. The hairs that grow on the top of the head are sensitive to hormones, which is what causes them to fall out later in life, but the hairs from the back of the scalp are not sensitive to hormones.
I had a hair transplant last year at Longevita Turkey, and I had 2,500 grafts. After about 3 months, I went in for a PRP treatment at Late Night Beauty Salon. Ruby did 7 sessions on me where I concentrated on my crown, which is where I didn't receive a hair transplant. This, I feel, really helped with my journey. This is a picture of my whole head and the PRP area and the transplant area. This is it after 4 months. This is it after 7. This is it after a year and 7 sessions of PRP. As you can see, the area has filled in. I've got small growth going in. And though it takes a really long time, I'm really happy with the results I've had so far. And my hair is so much fuller. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.
I had to shave half of my hair to have a hair transplant. The number one concern I got from other women was about shaving my head. So this is why they have to shave your hair. What they do is they don't implant actually the hair that they shaved into the front. The hair that they shaved, you can keep it or they throw it in the trash. What they do is they take a very small pen looking metal extractor, and then with that they take out the individual follicles from the back. So it's a bunch of tiny cuts, and then they take those follicles from the back and they implant them into the front. You can see how thin my hairline was, and we did about 3,500 grafts. We actually didn't really make a new hairline. We just went over my hairline where it started, and the goal was to make it 50% at least, but honestly it's probably 100% more dense. Now the healing process is going to take a few months, so I'm not going to see the entire result until we get to 6 months, and I will show you all and keep you updated. Make sure to follow me, follow this playlist. This is a great treatment for anyone who has traction alopecia. There are a few different skin conditions that can cause you to lose your hair, but this was from perms and braids specifically, so there was really nothing I could do medication wise. I had to shave it and get the hair transplant.
Hey guys, so I got a hair transplant at 16 and this is the aftercare I do. First of all, I put this foam stuff on. It's really weird. It looks really weird when I've got it on. But anyway, you just spray it on and you leave that on for about 20 minutes and then I rinse it off. And then I know this is going to sound really random, but you're going to have to ignore my chin in this video because it looks like I've got no chin because I was like pushing on the thing to keep my neck up. But anyway, so my mum rinsed it off. The first thing she did was rinse it all off. And oh my God, it felt so nice when my mum was doing my hair. I just love people doing my hair. Anyway, and then use this like special shampoo that they gave me. And you basically put it with water and make it all foamy. And then dab it on, as you can see my mum's doing in the video. Bless her, she was being so gentle. I just really loved getting my hair washed. So yeah, you just pat it on the front bit. You don't do it anywhere else. You just pat it on the front bit like that. And then here's my mum just rinsing the rest because you have to leave it on for 1 minute. So while she was waiting, she just rinsed the rest of my hair. And then after that 1 minute, she rinsed it off. Also, I have to have the shower on like a really low pressure and not too hot. So yeah. And then the next step is a bit weird. So once she's rinsed that off, you have to use baby shampoo. But the baby shampoo is for the rest of my hair. So I don't actually touch the top. I just do it everywhere else, my whole head. But just not the transplant bit at the top. So here's my mum just rubbing it all in. Also, guys, I keep getting loads of questions about am I in any pain. I've literally had no pain. I'm on day 8 now and I've had no pain literally the whole process. Anyway, this is my mum rinsing it off. I did make this clip a bit long. I'm sorry about that, but bear with me. So after my mum was rinsed it off, I used conditioner, just the normal Aussie one that I use. And I just put this through the ends of my hair, not touching my scalp. I just put a little bit on so my hair doesn't get dry. And then my mum rinsed it off, and I don't understand why, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. But every time I wash my hair, the transplant bit goes white. And it looks absolutely disgusting, so that's just a trigger warning. But yeah, look how gross that looks. It looks so weird. I don't even know why it does that. And yeah, that is my little aftercare. I do that 1 to 2 days, normally every 2.
And I said, well, how hard can it be? Boys do it. And then I said, how hard can it be? Boys do it.
A year ago, I decided to get a hair transplant in Dallas, Texas. During recovery, I thought it was the worst decision ever. Then a year later, after seeing my results, I realized it was the best decision ever. Now, after the procedure, my face was swollen. But don't worry, it's all part of the process. My donor area looked like this when I took the bandage. I received the FUE hair transplant where they take out each follicle in the back of my head. Each month, I slowly started to see progress. As you can tell, my hair started to grow back. And yes, I do get PRP, but that's because I want to keep up the maintenance. It's not required. And believe it or not, I went to work exactly like this. Yeah, pretty embarrassing, but everything's the process. Until then, I just put on a hat and knew I did something great for myself. This is a reminder. This is before my hair transplant, and this is after. And we're still in progress.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Let me show you how we went from this to this. Now, this is a young woman who came to me wanting to lower her hairline, and also she wanted to reshape the hairline. She wanted to recontour it. And what we did here was place 2,200 grafts using the FUE method of harvesting grafts from the back of the scalp. And we used 229 single hair grafts right in those frontal 2 rows. We then lowered her hairline, both centrally by almost 2 centimeters, and also, most critically, we worked into these frontotemporal corners. And what that created was a more feminine hairline with improved contouring, with the ability now for her to take her hair and put it into a ponytail and to feel more confident doing that. And she now loves her new hairline. And this is something that is possible without removing a strip from the back of the scalp. We can do it with the FUE method.
I flew to Istanbul, Turkey back in August of 2023 to get a hair transplant done due to traction alopecia that I suffered as a kid from getting too tight micro braids and also from getting too tight sew-ins in my early 20s. It pulled all my edges out. I got my hair transplant done at Heva Clinic. Highly recommend them, y'all. Best clinic ever. I still have no complaints to this day. As you can see, I chose to shave off all of my hair. Again, I chose to do so. It's not a requirement. I just wanted a fresh start and wanted my hair to grow in evenly, and it was also just part of a self-love journey that I was on, where I just wanted to learn to love and embrace all of me after hiding behind wigs for so long. Now in the video, you'll see, like in the beginning stages, I went through the shock loss phase where the transplanted hairs will fall out, but not to worry, the hairs do grow back in, and you'll see that in the video. The recipient area starts to fill back in, my donor area filled back in. It looks untouched. So if you've been thinking about getting a hair transplant, but you've been scared or nervous or whatever, just do it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it in the end. I'm loving my results. I have my edges back. Again, my donor area looks untouched. And now I'm able to do all of the protective styles I've always wanted to do, but couldn't.
Guys, this is the reality of hair transplant. Look how much you actually have to shave off the back of...
I came across this video online, and it's a great example of people being confused about information that's out there. First of all, this is an FUE procedure in a woman. It's the wrong type of procedure for a woman. FUE, by definition, thins out the back of the hair. I don't know any women who want their hair thin in the back of their head. Secondarily, if we did a simple strip procedure, we get at least 2,500 grafts, not 2,000 or 2,200, at least 2,500 from that strip. We'd suture the area together, and immediately after the procedure, you wouldn't be able to see that any hair had been taken. That's the ideal procedure for women, and really should be the only procedure done for female patients.
I mistakenly thought that a hair transplant was a one-off thing. You pay your money, you get it transplanted from the back into the front or at the crown, you're done. Your hair grows back after 6 months to a year, and that's it. But no, you see guys who often go for one hair transplant and I'm getting a second, a third, and even when you're 60, it's gonna have gone again. It's gonna be left with a strange look, and a lot of guys end up at that stage just shaving your head off anyway.
Okay, so from where I'm sitting, I see some pros and cons. Number one, before these videos, I didn't know this was a thing and that the results are priceless. Imagine possibly having the restorative treatments after beating cancer, or lowering your hairline just because you want to. Part of me wants to say, shut up and take my money, because my edges are on the struggle bus. The other side of this, I'm not going to hold you. It looks like it'll hurt. I have a 0 pain tolerance threshold. Like, I would have to be under local and general anesthesia for someone to do this to me in broad daylight. But seriously, while it could aesthetically improve your quality of life, I did see other videos saying that you'd likely be back for a second and third procedure because your hair will inevitably fall out or shed and put you back to square one. The price seems fair for what you're getting, but as we age, I think that strategic hairstyling and simply fondly looking back on a time when you had more hair is a better way to go. What do you think? Have you considered hair transplants? And if you could go through with it, would you, knowing that it may lead to lifelong maintenance? Let me know in the comments. It's Chrissy to you, and I'll see you next time.